Okay, Mr. Dana, tell me, what is it you're doing today? What are you working on?
I'm on my bench stones today. I'm working with Chunagura. It's probably second or third from the final. It's Chunagura, Komanagura, and then Uchimagura. Then I go to finger stones. But no, I bought so heavy during COVID. I guess everybody thought they was dying. And so I got a lot of blades that probably a lot of polishers wouldn't even have done anything. But I went through and removed chips, removed live rust, and...
Well, hold that one up a little bit and let me see what it is you're doing here. Anything special about that blade?
This is probably a 1500s blade, and it was used during World War II as a D handle. You can see where they went in on the tang and they changed, it's a punched hole. They went in and reformed the Nakago to be adapted to the D handle rig that the officers used in World War II. It has no fatal flaws. It is old, it's getting thin, but it was originally thin, so that's another indicator that it's a very old blade because they didn't have to go through the armor back then as they did in the 1700s and stuff like that. But it's complete, it has no fatal flaws, removed the chips, got rid of the rust, reestablished the lines on it. So now I'm going through Chunagura now, which I've got 5 or 6 blades in line over there on
Can I show those? Right here.
Yeah.
This is in queue for the next go round.
Yeah. So I've got like 6 all the blades I've gotten have already had the 80 grit or Arato stone, got rid of all the live rust, rid of all the chips, and then dip them in a diluted apple cider vinegar to pick up Hammond to make sure that everything's still there, Boshi, you know, all that stuff, no fatal flaws. Then if they have no fatal flaws, then I'll go ahead and start the process. So I think I've got right at 60 blades in inventory to do. That's why I don't hire out to do, because I got 60 blades.
Yeah, so everything you're working on is your own personal collection.
Yeah, right.
So
and then I got to make Suka,
right.
And I got to make a Baki, and I got to make a Saya, then all that stuff. So, you know, you got to get all that stuff done. When I probably start putting them on the website to sale, they will be in polish, but not finished polish, with Hazuya, Jitsuya finger stones, or a Bota powder and doing your burnishing and all that stuff. I'll leave that to whoever wants to do it, because they ain't got to invest in thousands of dollars worth of stones, and they're not going to hurt nothing.
Right.
You know, because they're not taking away no metal. They're just bringing up the activity in the steel. I'll probably leave the Sukas. I'll go ahead and, since I had tons of furniture,
right.
I had bought, when I first started 17, 18 years ago, I bought a lot of Suba, matching Fuchikashira, Manuki, all the hardware of period stuff from Japan. So I pretty much matched up everything, period furniture, to the blade.
Right.
Roughed out the Saya, made the Suka to the size it needs to be for the furniture. So when I put them on the website, I'll probably just leave them like they are. They'll have one pass of Azuya on them, so they can see Hammond and things like that. That's critical. And then the Saya and the Suka will be made, but they can paint it, you know, the Saya whatever color they want to match their Ito, because they'll wrap it too. So I'm basically getting all the hard work that people would have to buy a lot of tools to get done. That way they feel like they got a part of making their blade their own. Right.
Can I say a couple things here real quick?
Sure.
All right, first thing I want to address is we've had a couple people asking about this workbench you work on, and you don't have to go into detail today because we will do that at a later date where you can go over this workbench that you designed and built. And then the other thing I wanted to address and just laugh about is that we've had a couple people laugh at the way we speak as far as our, especially your pronunciations of some of the items here that you're working with. And all I have to say is that that's because We're Southern.
Yeah, we're Southern.
We're Southern.
You know, I haven't been formally trained in the artful language of the Japanese culture, so you do it the best you can. If I hear one of my friends that is Japanese speak it, then I start speaking it like they do, but if I don't, I'm just guessing. If you have a problem, I'll write it down.
Right.
You know, and that way you can look it up for yourself. But you know, this right here, I did the traditional way of polishing, but I'm 64. I can't get up and down and hold this position for 2 or 3 hours like I was when I was more athletic and young.
That's right. This original platform here was...
You can see, that was the original platform.
Yes.
That I sit down with the, you know, the apparatus and all that stuff that you put the rest of your foot on. So I was like, there's got to be a better way. So I was talking with my dad, and he said, well, why don't you let me help you build like a cobbler's bench?
Right.
Like a shoe person. So this is on an angle. So I've got my angles. I just glued my stone to a template board that matches this block, the bolt hole patterns. And in that way, I'm over it. I can look. I've got my lights to reflect to be able to see any scratches that I may have left. Check out my lines, you know, make sure everything in the geometry is correct. Because, you know, you take, I'm a minimalist. You can't put the steel, like cutting gemstones. You can't put it back on after you take it off. So, being a tool and die maker, machinist for 7 years, and metallurgist and all that stuff, and then a gem cutter for right at 30 years, you know angles, you know stones, you know polish, all those things. As long as you know, and I've probably got $5,000 worth of books on Japanese swords and how they made, who signs them, all that stuff. So, yeah, this right here just saves my back, you know, and it's just like I can get in here and I can be comfortable to work. I've got control, so I don't get off my lines or anything else like that.
That's right. You don't cut yourself nearly as often as you used to.
I used to have to keep super glue around. I learned real quick, if it gets to the stage it is now and it goes to drop, let it drop. Don't try to catch it, or you'll be putting super glue to glue your skin back together.
Or your fingers.
Or whatever. But no, that's pretty much it. And Rochelle, we'll get into, I got lots of them that, you know, we can start from square one, showing you in its disgusting rusty shape that I get it in, and then how you evolve it back to hopefully the way it was when the smith got finished with it. And you know, it went, these are tools, you know, I mean, they are artistic tools, but they're still, at the end of the day, the original function of the blade was a tool. It's a weapon. It's designed to cut, and to cut without breaking, and to be fairly tough and residual. But no, I mean, it's good hard work. I mean, you'll work your butt off, especially in the summertime. You'll break a sweat because some of these, whew, Lord have mercy. Kaisido, oh my gosh, that's my least favorite stone because you got to work your tail off to get those previous scratches out from the Bensui or something like that, or even from the original polisher. I mean, I've gotten some blades in that's straight from Japan, and you're like, who in the crap polished this blade? I mean, they've got damn 80 grit scratch marks in it, and lines that are off, and all that stuff. So, you know, I kind of take the purist with a grain of salt. Park your butt in this place that I'm at, do this for about 10 or 12 hours, then you can talk to me about polishing. You know, it's kind of that thing, you know, do it, then it gives you a little bit more ammunition to speak with authority. So, that's about it, but it's going to be cold today. Just I moved all my sword polish and nasty stuff up here to my goldsmith shop. Got it out of my downstairs, and now I only do fingerstone work there and wrap handles there. All my nasty work as far as making habaki and all that stuff is up here at my big shop and stuff. So,
yep, we're in the man cave today.
Yeah. So Rochelle come in on me this morning. I was just like, yeah, I really don't want to go home yet. And I'm at the stone now, the Chunagura. It's easy sailing from that point on because you're really not taking a lot of metal. You're just removing those last fine scratches, just making sure your lines is still correct and all that stuff. And yeah, I got about 6 over there in queue. So once I get, I've already got the suka made for it. The seiya's already made. Anything that would scratch the blade after polish. So as soon as these get done with these stones, then they'll go, I'll oil them, put them back in their scabbard, put the suka back on them, put the seppas and the spacers and suba, all that stuff that goes with that blade, put them all together. Then I take them home, put them on my rack there. So the next step with that would be to run them through at least one, if not two passes of the Zuya, so you can really pick up what the Hammond activity is. Then that way I'll oil them then and then put them right back on the shelf. And then if somebody, when I decide I want to sell that particular blade, then I'll put it on the website. The website will be the place. I'm not putting them on eBay. I know what I got in them. I know what I got to get out of them, but it'll be reasonable, just like my gemstones. How I got into it was I couldn't afford to get a blade polished. $100 an inch, $80 an inch. It's like, good gosh, you pay $900 for a blade that you see that's healthy, but it needs a full polish. Well, before you know it, you got $3,000 in the blade. That's too expensive. I can't afford that. So I said, well, I can do the work. I don't mind working. So now what I do is I polish one, and it's better than what I've got in my personal stash. Then it goes into personal stash. The one that it's replacing comes out and goes for sale. So I'm just keeping my inventory of blades that I like personally in my personal collection. The rest of them I'll let go. But they ain't got to invest, like I said, $3,000 to $5,000 for stones and a bench and all these other things. So you know why a lot of these polishers get anywhere $60, $70, $100 an inch. There's a lot of investment now, and a lot of the stones that I bought 17 years ago, they're quadrupled in price if you can get them. So that's pretty much it. So Rochelle come up and bothered me. So, she can go on about her work and I can go back to work myself.
Well, that's my exit, folks. That's all I got to say.
All right, well,
thank you.
Anybody has questions, ask. I won't be rude. And if you're rude, I just won't answer you.
That's right. Amen.
Everybody have a good day.